It is almost the end of the year, and the murder statistics for 2017 is at 133 homicides. That's 5 less than the 2016 stats, which recorded a total of 138 murders. A whopping 81 of those occurred in the Belize District. Cayo shows 25, followed by Corozal with 11, Orange Walk 9, Stan Creek 5, and Punta Gorda recorded the least with 2 murders. The most sensational that gripped the nation and our social media friends was the beheading of Hilton Wade. It's the second such gruesome discovery made in recent times. In July 2016, Pastor Llewellyn Lucas's head was found in a bucket in a vehicle belonging to William Danny Mason. But in the case of Wade, his head was left in the open under a bus shed half a mile from where his mutilated body was found. 2 men were charged for his murder, and it is believed that the killing was motivated by a land dispute.
There are several leads that we are following as to many complaints from the villagers as to his behavior and other things that might result into his death. No, that is so far that I can tell you about in regards to that investigation. We are trying to get the people from the lands department to confirm with us exactly to verify who is the actual owner of that premises there.
2017 saw several double murders in Belize District and up north in Corozal. The Baron Bliss Day weekend began with the mid-afternoon execution of Godwin Pantin and Albert Wade. Their bodies were discovered within feet of each other off the George Price Highway near miles 12 and a half. But it was the back-to-back double murders of couples Drew Devorsney and Francesca Matos and Zaide Orozco and Baltazar Lopez that shook the peaceful northernmost district of Corozal. On May 1st and then on June 7th, the decomposing bodies of the couples were discovered in a cane field off the Chan Chen Road and at a dump site on the Consejo Road, respectively. In both instances, residents were joined by police in days of searching for the missing couples before the gruesome discoveries were made. The Canadian-American couple, Devorsney and Matos, were to leave the country the day after they were last seen alive. They were bound at the risk, and their bodies were found 6 days after they were reported missing by a friend.
It's about 1.5 miles on the main road and 1 mile in a feeder road in a cane field. Yes, we have saw the 2 bodies. The male is partially on top of the female. Scenes of crime were called in, scene was processed. The body was in an advanced state of decomposition where the expert, the doctors was called in and the autopsy was done on site. Upon conclusion of the autopsy, the doctors, I have to say, conclude that the cause of death was massive strangulation.
Both cases remain unresolved and no one has been held responsible for these killings. Gang rivalry and the murders associated with urban warfare continue to grip the old capital. Of the 81 murders in the Belize District, 65 were in the city alone. 37 of those were in the last 6 months of the year, particularly within the South Side jurisdiction. The victims were youngsters, taxi operators, and even a mentally challenged woman and man. A Bangladeshi and a Chinese national were also killed in separate incidents in the city. In 4 years, there hadn't been a murder of an Asian national, but on September 25th, Bai Nan Wu was executed in an attempted robbery of his shop at the corner of Santa Barbara and Vernon Streets.
He has been in Belize for quite some time, close to 20 years. Always he keep very much to himself. We don't really know much about him. He's staying at a little shop and he do his everyday business, and so happens tragedy comes to his doorstep. We're very concerned about the situation. We're asking the police to please conduct a thorough investigation into this matter, and we hope that the person that did this horrible act get charged and make the law take its action.
In the aftermath of the homicide, the Chinese business community staged a lockdown in protest of the killing. But public outrage was fast and furious in the case of Fei Lin Cannon. While it hasn't been classified as a murder, the telltale signs were all too familiar. The 13-year-old was discovered dead inside her adoptive parents' condo in North San Pedro. Her chest had been crushed, and a postmortem revealed that she had been sexually abused multiple times over an extended period, and she had been drugged. Her parents, David and Anke Duane, were subsequently charged, but not for murder. Even to date, residents believe that the system failed young Fei Lin.
I saw it, and many people saw it.
Did you ever report it?
I called the American embassy, and they told me that they were going to come, and they never came.
This is 3.5 years ago.
3.5 years ago. I called the human service from San Pedro, and he never came.
Do you feel that the system failed this child?
The system has failed the entire community because this is not the only child. The abuse and the incest in this community is out of control. We want no mercy for these people, but I condemn the authorities for not doing anything.
Months later, on October 5th, David Duane committed suicide. Anke is yet to stand trial for child cruelty. Duane, Moody for News 5.